What really happened the night Diddy allegedly dangled a woman off a 17th floor balcony? The world knew Sean Diddy Combs as a music mogul, a billionaire, and a household name. But now that empire is cracking, witness by witness, claim by claim. This time, it's not just rumors. It's sworn testimony from someone who says she nearly lost her life. A graphic designer named Bryana Bongolan took the stand in Diddy's federal trial and described a night so terrifying it left her bruised, traumatized, and paranoid. But her story doesn't stop there. What she saw, what she experienced, and what she heard could change everything we think we know about the man behind the music. And what happened next? That would shock everyone. Courtroom fell silent as Bryana Bongolan began to speak. A former designer in the fashion industry, Bongolan once worked closely with Cassie Ventura, Diddy's longtime ex. But it wasn't a career connection she was about to describe. It was a nightmare. In 2016, Bongolan claimed she and her girlfriend were sleeping on the couch at Cassie's apartment when someone started banging on the door. That someone was Diddy. She says she quickly hid her girlfriend in the bathroom. But what happened next sounds like something out of a psychological thriller. Diddy allegedly stormed in, furious, yelling, "You know what the fuck you did?" Then, without warning, he picked Bongolan up and carried her to the balcony, a 17th floor balcony. According to her testimony, he held her over the edge, dangling, screaming, threatening, until he finally threw her, not off, but into the patio furniture. She was bruised and shaken. In court, prosecutors presented photos taken shortly after the alleged attack, showing clear bruising and a puncture on her leg. The metadata confirmed the date. It matched her story, but that was just one part of her terrifying account. In another chilling moment, Bongolan testified that Diddy once threw a knife at Cassie. They were inside Cassie's apartment when he suddenly burst in, furious again. She claimed he threw a knife directly at the R&B singer. And Cassie? She picked it up and threw it right back. No one was physically injured, but the message was loud and clear. This wasn't just about control, it was about fear. Then came another disturbing moment. During a photo shoot in Malibu, Bongolan said Diddy got right in her face and said something that still haunts her. "I'm the devil, and I could kill you." She didn't scream, she didn't fight, she was frozen, terrified. And if her story wasn't already intense enough, it would soon be picked apart on the stand. To understand how she got so close to Cassie, and eventually to Diddy, Bongolan explained their early friendship. They met in 2014, when Bongolan worked for a brand called Young and Reckless. Later, she became the head women's designer at Diamond Supply Co., where she was assigned to collaborate with Cassie on a new fashion collection. That's when things escalated. They became close, not just professionally, but personally. And according to Bongolan, that friendship came with a dark side: drug use. She testified that they often used cocaine, ketamine, and marijuana together. She also admitted that she would occasionally supply the drugs, and that Cassie paid her for them. Bongolan acknowledged that both of them had what she called a problem with drug use at the time. But now, she's sober, and standing in a courtroom, sharing the ugliest truth she says she lived through. But the drugs weren't the darkest part. What came next would highlight the emotional and physical violence that allegedly ran deep in Diddy's inner circle. While staying close to Cassie, Bongolan says she witnessed alarming patterns in her relationship with Diddy. She once saw Cassie appear on FaceTime with a black eye. And many nights, she said, Diddy would show up at Cassie's door, uninvited, pounding loudly, demanding to be let in. This wasn't occasional. It was frequent. To Bongolan, the signs were clear: control, fear, and abuse. It wasn't just verbal outbursts. It was the kind of psychological terror that left people afraid to speak up. Until now. Diddy's defense team came prepared. Led by attorney Nicole Westmoreland, they focused on one goal: discrediting Bongolan. And they wasted no time. Westmoreland challenged her memory, her accuracy, and her motives. She repeatedly questioned why Bongolan couldn't recall what she told prosecutors in earlier meetings, specifically in January 2024. Several times, Bongolan was asked to clarify whether she mentioned the balcony incident in her first statement to the government. Her response? "I don't remember." She was also asked to explain an inconsistency about the Malibu incident. Initially, she had reportedly said the "devil" comment happened at a party, not a photo shoot. Once again, she couldn't remember the original version. As the questioning continued, Bongolan seemed increasingly flustered. Sometimes she even struggled to recall conversations she had with prosecutors just 2 days prior. The defense pounced on every gap in her memory. But was it enough to erase the impact of what she said? In a separate segment of the trial, prosecutors introduced evidence that turned the courtroom's mood icy. They called forensic video analyst Frank Piazza to the stand, an expert hired to verify the now infamous hallway footage. This was the Cassie video, which allegedly shows Diddy physically attacking her in a hotel hallway in 2016. Piazza confirmed that the video was authentic. It had not been tampered with or manipulated. What viewers saw, Diddy grabbing, dragging, and striking, was real. This bombshell added weight to Bongolan's testimony. She wasn't just describing isolated events. These patterns were being captured on camera. And it wasn't only her who had seen the horror firsthand. 2 weeks earlier, Cassie Ventura herself had taken the stand. She described in chilling detail what she witnessed during the balcony incident. She said she saw Diddy lift Bongolan over the railing and then throw her onto the patio furniture. Her words aligned with Bongolan's. 2 different witnesses, 1 consistent story. And now, both women had spoken their truth, despite fear, pressure, and the public spotlight. Courtroom prepares for its next key witness, known only as Jane. Prosecutors suggest that more shocking revelations are on the horizon. Jane is expected to testify under a pseudonym due to the nature of her allegations, which could span multiple days. And if Bongolan and Cassie's accounts are any indication, what's coming may be even more explosive. So, where does this leave Diddy? The once celebrated music mogul is facing federal charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. He's pleaded not guilty, but with each new testimony the pressure builds. Is this the unraveling of a legacy, or the beginning of a larger reckoning within the entertainment world? One thing is clear: the silence is broken, and the truth, however disturbing, is finally being heard.